Out my ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So, one of the questions I probably get asked the most is, I'm just starting out with tarot. Can you recommend a good starter deck or one that I can learn to read with? Usually I'll say go with a standard RWS, but if people have got no understanding at all of the tarot, and I'm not just talking about its history, but in terms of how to interpret the images, you know, we can recommend books, great beginner books, like, I don't know, something as simple as Tarot Bible, for example. But there are quite a few decks out there, like this one. This one's called My First Tarot. It's by Eleanor Hammond, but that purport to help people to first learn about using the tarot, reading with the tarot. And I've done a whole video about it in the past. So a few decks that I mentioned was like this one, which really helps with RWS. This is by Arwen Lynch. And this has the image on one side and then an interpretation on the other. So these are great if you're learning the RWS. You can read about the Nine of Swords. And they're like little poems as well. Really, really cool deck. So that was one. That's called Practical Tarot Wisdom with the Rider-Waite Tarot. Sorry, with the Radiant Rider-Waite. That's why it's got the same backs as the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. And that's by Arwen Lynch. Another one was the Quick and Easy Tarot. So this one I liked, but I do find it quite distracting to work with. So this will give you the image in the center, again for RWS, and then it has an upright and reversed meaning. So you can learn them depending if it's reversed, then you read the font in the blue area. So that's quite interesting. So that's Quick and Easy. And again, these are great if you're pulling the cards and you just want to try and memorize, but that has quite a lot of information. And then there was the Simple Tarot, which is really cool. There's two versions of this. I've got both versions, but you get like cheat sheets and all sorts. This was the creator who sent this to me. Lovely little book. Focuses mainly on the symbols, so there's not a lot of imagery. So there was this version. This is the classic deck, so it'll tell you the Empress, and here you can see, you know, wheat, flowers, she's heavily pregnant. So that just gives you the images. So that was the classic deck. And then there was this deck, which is the beginner deck, which gives you, so we'll go to, there's not going to be, oh yeah, so here we go. So here we have some keywords to help us as well. So we have woman, receptive energy. The garden is the physical. And then we've got fertility, creation, abundant sensuality. So it gives you not just the symbols, but the meanings behind the symbols. And then the minors are colour coordinated as well. Green for earth, blue for water, swords is like this mustard colour, and red for the fiery ones. So that was pretty cool, and I do recommend that if you're wanting to use like flashcards and you want to learn the symbols of the tarot. So those are some cool beginner decks if people are just wanting to learn about the meanings, particularly around RWS. But the deck that I'm going to show you today, My First Tarot by Eleanor Hammond, takes it to that next level of how to read the cards, particularly in spreads, or if you're asking particular questions. So it is by Schiffer, and it has been sent to me by Schiffer. It's been out for a few years now, and I first saw this deck on Bee's channel, Ikeli Sunflower. She showed this a couple of months ago, and it is one that I've been aware of for some time. So it has an excellent box because it's shiffer. This is raised. Oh, that feels lovely. The word tarot there has got like a rubbery feel. It says the easiest and most accurate tarot reading that you can do. And then on the back, fun and accurate for anyone at any stage of learning tarot. Now you can understand tarot in just minutes with this new reading system that allows you to interpret what each card means based on its position in the 8-card spread. So you get this sheet as well, which tells you if you're doing an 8-card spread, wherever the card ends up, so if it's the Hermit, if it's in this position here, this is, you know, what's crossing you. Okay, so we'll come on to that in a little while. Each of the 78 colourful tarot cards show keywords, time frames, and 8 meanings. There is no confusion about what the cards mean when placed in the reading spread, as each meaning is written on each card. Also included in this guidebook that leads you through the 78 cards' deeper meaning. Also included is a guidebook, that leads you through the 78 cards' deeper meanings. Your reading will address who you are, your distant and recent past, what's happening now, influences, special advice, situations around you, and your future. It's very simple. Shuffle the deck, lay out your 8-card spread, read the advice for each card shown, and that's it. Tarot at your fingertips. Now, I don't have room here for 8 cards, particularly if they're a full-size tarot deck, but I'll still be able to show you how they work. I love shiffer boxes. I think I say this every time, but I do. Their packaging is second to none. I love it. So there's a little bit here about Eleanor Hammond, who is the creator of this deck. So Eleanor Hammond has dreamt of the original tarot cards all of her life, and as a child was given the Jack of Spades in a dream and told that this is your life purpose and that she needed to communicate that which is hidden. Since then, Eleanor has given over 20,000 tarot readings and is a successful and gentle teacher of tarot courses and other healing work. Eleanor is popular and sought after in Australia, where she resides, and all over the world for her readings. She has a master's degree in metaphysics and is a reverend in the Universal Church of Metaphysical Sciences. Never even heard of that church. That's cool. Okay, so we get a book and we get the spread card. Oh, look at the gilding on that deck. Okay, so let's put the packaging to one side. I'll take that off ready. We'll have a look at that in a minute. So, my first tarot. This is the book. Oh, I like this effect. It actually feels like it's kind of embossed. So, yeah, 2016. To the spirit within my family who are past and present, to my supportive emperor husband, Ken, my quirky star girl, Alaska, and my 2 gorgeous Aries warrior sons, the Sun, Jonathan, and the Hermit, Ronan. I love how she's attributed one of the major arcana archetypes to her family members. So there's a blessing and protecting your card. So if you are starting out and you buy a deck like this to help interpret cards or where they might be in a spread, given these 8 different kind of situations, then lots of people ask these sort of questions as well. You know, I've just bought my first tarot deck. Do I need to cleanse it? Is there any sort of ritual I need to do? My response is always the same. You don't have to do anything, but whatever you're happy with, then do. You know, I will sometimes put mine through incense, put them in a bag, carry them with me so they're imbued with my energy. I sit shuffling them. But all of these things for me are down to personal preference, really. So getting started, so it tells you here, stage by stage, lay the map on a flat surface. So that is this is your map. So the map tells you your card layouts in the 8 positions. Shuffle the cards, then lay them out as shown. So top left is who you are. Place 1 card here and read the box circled. And then you've got your distant past, your recent past, A lot of the prompts that come up on the Celtic Cross are here. Celtic Cross, of course, is 10 cards, whereas this is 8. What's happening now, what's crossing you, what's around you, your advice, and then your current future. And then it says, do you have 3 or 4 of a kind showing? For instance, if you have 3 knights showing in your reading, check the bottom one of the knight cards for the meaning of 3 knights. Okay, so that's a handy little guide. We'll pop that there for a second. So it takes you through step by step here, asking a question, which is prompt 3. 5 is laying out the cards, reading the boxes, etc. So here's a quick sort of overall card meaning: who you are, background, recent events, current, crossing you, environment, advice, and current future. And then it breaks it down here to give you a little bit more. And then we go into the major arcana, a bit about the Fool, the Magician. So we go through each card. I like this. So the Empress, Earth Mother, also known as Gaia. That's who I see the Empress as. And the need to protect the earth. Pregnancy, need to become a mother. Motherhood. It's not just about motherhood though, the Empress, but it often gets associated with that. And then we have our minors. Beautiful, beautiful illustration here. So cups is about emotions, as we know. It's the water energy element. Pentacles, abundance, also earth, the material plane. And then we have staves, which is our passion. So staves is being wands here. I'm not quite sure why they changed it to staves when they're wanting people to learn the tarot. I don't think I've got any deck that calls one staves. I don't think. Batons and things like that, yes, and clubs, but not seen any with staves. So interesting choice. Swords is the intellect, the thoughts, the mind, etc. So, not a terribly thick book, 64 pages, but there's enough there for wanting to start with the tarot. So beautiful gilding, blue, although it's an unusual choice with yellow backs. Don't like the backs, I will be honest. I don't like words on the back of my cards, but this is a tool for learning. It's, you know, it's not one that I would carry around with me and give readings for other people. A lot of the cards are stuck together as well. So let's just separate them. Some fireworks going off. I don't know why fireworks would be going off at like 8:30 in the morning. Oh, wow, these are well stuck together. Okay. So as we can see here, we have the Fool. The new soul's journey begins. Baby, ability to fulfill dreams on an unusual home, starting afresh, falling in love at the beginning. So we get some key phrases associated with each of the archetypes. And then we have the 8 positions here. So I'm going to pause and just make sure all these cards are separate, that they're not stuck together. So just bear with me a second. Okay, so they're all separate now. They were stuck together, but that's probably a combination of the metallic gilded edges and the fact that they are quite glossy. But yeah, they're a normal standard tarot size, as you can see. And they're quite durable, actually. They're not the thickest card, but they've got this kind of strength to them. But yeah, so let's have a look how this would work. So let's put our little mat here. And let's say we want to, because I can't lay out all 8 cards, but let's see, we want to know a little bit about who we are. First of all, so if we're laying that position, we've got the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, and we're reading this position here, who you are. So our Ten of Swords tells us it's air because it's swords. Spades, the association with the playing card. The 10 in terms of time, so it's saying 10 months. So if people are asking about questions that are linked to a particular time frame. The end of a long and mentally challenging journey, arguments separating a family, dementia, anxiety, stress, confusion, leading to miscommunication. So if we're asking, well, how does the Ten of Swords, brilliant, isn't it? As to who we are, we go to this position here, you're able to cope with a lot of thoughts at once. Stress doesn't usually affect you as you know how to remain calm. So that's talking about the fact that there might be this sort of miscommunication, there might be arguments and separation in families and relationships. We may feel that we're being overloaded with our thoughts, but actually we can cope with it. You know, we can, it's telling us that who we are is somebody who actually manages stress quite well and can remain calm in challenging situations. So then if we look at distant past, we've got the Chariot as the distant past. So the Chariot tells us that it's about travel, successful projects, crossroads, supporting others, an inner healing journey and physical journey completed together, and it's associated with Cancer. So our distant past is you've had a past success that is on your mind. You are reminded you can be resourceful. So that links really, we hear about the mind and the fact that we can remain calm, we can be resourceful, and then we carry on. So recent past, we have the Five of Staves. I won't read all the tops every time. So we're now reading this position here because it's our recent past. And this is, you've had a recent struggle or had to deal with the annoying details in life, hurdles. So that's telling us that we've been through a time of struggling. We've had some hurdles to overcome and get beyond. But what's happening now? We have the Star. Oh, I love this. I didn't realise there was images as kind of a watermark. It hadn't occurred to me. So here, in terms of happening now, you're in a blessed situation with gifts of many kinds being bestowed upon you. Ask for what you need. This is quite cool. I'm quite enjoying this. This is fun, as it purports to be. Fun and accurate. Obviously, the positions are written with this in mind, as a reader would also, you know, interpret the querent's question in that way. Two of Staves for what's crossing us. You need to make a decision soon to bring more peace and harmony into your life. Choose carefully, then live with it. This could be a reading for me. Well, I am reading these, aren't I? I'm pulling the cards myself, but what's around me? And of course, once you're familiar with the cards, you know, you move on from this. This is just to help you, but you could use this spread with any deck and not use these cards. And once you've got the understanding and the underpinning knowledge of whatever system you're following, whether that's Marseille, Thoth or RWS, you can still use this as it's a spread, isn't it? It's an 8-card spread. King of Pentacles, this is what's around me. Your environment is grounded and protective, and everything is provided to you. You are supported by practical people. Wow. And then advice, your advice. Thought I'd got two together there. I have the Queen of Cups for my advice. You need to be the mature person right now, even if you don't like it. Time to grow up, isn't it? This is so me. Be loving to women. Well, I am loving to women. I'm loving to everybody, but yeah, I do need to grow up a bit. Or do I? And then my current future is the Two of Swords. Ooh. So my current future, you're going to be hearing on the job, an apprenticeship, or in life, a time of learning, small decisions, and sharing. Wow. So that's how it works. I do love this gilding. And when I said, oh, it doesn't match with the back, there is blue on the back, but there's lots of blue in the cards as well. So any colour really would have worked. It's a very colourful deck. But that's the 8-card spread, and that's how you'd read them. So it is very easy to use, very simple, and it takes it from that next level of learning just the basic symbology of the cards to how to work with them in a spread with these key 8 prompts. So yeah, so that's my first tarot. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have it? It's available from Schiffer and, you know, Amazon and everywhere else. It's not an expensive deck, but it is quite cool and it's quite fun. And if you are starting out and learning the tarot, then this is a good way to start. The only thing is, of course, you don't have your images. What would have been nice, really, instead of having my first tarot on the back of every card, it might have been nice to have a depiction of the Two of Swords, of the Queen of Cups, and then you can turn them over for the meaning. That would have just been one way to improve it. But it is what it is, and it's enjoyable. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Until next time, guys, go in peace. Namaste, and blessed be. Thank you.